We begin with breaking news. News 3 obtaining video from police that shows the moment Duane Keffe D Davis was taken into custody for the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur years ago. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Snyder.
And I'm Marie Mortera. That arrest happening last Friday. New body camera video reveals how Davis reacted when police began arresting him.
Hey, Keith, Metro Police, come over here. Hey, Metro Police, come over here, all right? Thanks, buddy. Come on over here. Appreciate your cooperation, okay? I'm gonna stand right here in front of the car. Yep. Nope, we're going to put it down. Put that down for a second, all right?
This was in front of his home in Henderson. Soon he was placed in handcuffs and placed into a Metro Police car. Davis had his first court appearance yesterday. The hearing continued to October 19th.
We're learning how a 14-year-old agreement between the feds and Davis could now affect this case.
News 3's Brett Forrest joins us from downtown Las Vegas with that update.
Hey, good evening. So yeah, Duane Keffe D Davis had an agreement with federal investigators in Los Angeles, and this allowed him to speak openly about a number of topics, including the murder of Tupac Shakur. And now that he's under arrest, we have criminal and legal experts weighing in on how this could or could not affect his prosecution.
The record reflects that Mr. Davis is present in custody.
Duane Keffe D Davis had what's called a proffer agreement with federal investigators back in 2009.
We had built a drug case against him, a federal drug case against him.
Retired LAPD homicide detective Greg Kading was part of that agreement.
The whole objective of that drug case was to compel him to cooperate when we approached him on the murders of Biggie and Tupac.
A proffer agreement allows a defendant or someone under criminal investigation to provide useful and perhaps incriminating information that will not be used against them in later proceedings. Investigators can then use derivative evidence from those statements to further their investigation.
The other thing that is pointed out, it is not an immunity agreement. That is, it doesn't give you immunity for the offense.
That's Las Vegas criminal defense attorney Thomas Pitaro. Police say it was Davis's own statements in his memoir and during media interviews that seemingly incriminated himself.
Hit that corner, gave a little chase, boom, boom, boom.
And though Duane Davis might have entered into a proffer agreement 14 years ago, Pitaro does not think it'll affect this case, even if Davis's statements might have been previously protected under that agreement.
If you then go out and say the same thing in a different context, then what you've said the subsequent time is admissible.
I felt there was sufficient legally admissible evidence to move forward. That's why we presented it to a grand jury.
So he entered into a proffer agreement.
Detective Kading agrees that his proffer agreement with Davis won't protect him in this case. Both Kading and Pitaro at a loss as to why Davis would speak so openly about his involvement in Tupac Shakur's murder.
What universe does he think he's living in, wherein he thinks he can just speak openly about his role in a murder and not suffer any consequences?
Let me put it this way. I tell people the fundamental rule of criminal defense is that even a fish wouldn't get caught if they kept his mouth shut.
So as it stands, any former statements that Davis made that he might have thought were legally protected actually aren't. Now he is due back in court October 19th.
Just click below and subscribe to News 3. You'll get more stories that affect your community.